What's up, guys? It's Chris here. In today's video, we're going to be going over yesterday's AF15 drop, one of the biggest comic drops that we'll ever have on Veve, what it taught us about the Veve market, what it means going forward, and how it affected the user base. So we're going to pick apart all that in this video. As always, if these type of videos benefit you in any way, or if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to the channel and like this video for the YouTube algorithms. It really helps me out a lot. I do want to say a lot of things I'm going to talk about in this video really isn't coming from a personal standpoint. Yesterday, I did hit the drop. I had a lot of fun with it. I did a live stream. Thank you for those of you that joined in on it. So I'm not making this video from a personal standpoint because I personally loved it. But I do want to talk about how some users are reacting and kind of empathize with them because I completely understand. As well as talk about maybe some of the shortcomings that are surrounding this drop that you might not know off at first glance. So without further ado, let's dig right into it. So the first thing I want to look at is how many gems were pumped into the market for yesterday's drop. Pudding Cheeks does these spreadsheets that are amazing and talks about how much money's pumped into the app, how much OMI is burned from that, all that fun stuff. We have yesterday on August 8th, the day of the drop. It looks like 1 million USD was pumped into the app. We're going to make that an even number. It was actually 1,054,042, which is about double the, I'm not going to say average day, but before that, there's about 500,000, and then low, maybe like 240,000. This is actually not even half of the days that we had in January of legit money coming into the app. So this is in January. This has actually been a below average day. So unfortunately, this shows me that for this drop, while it did go to the moon, it actually broke my expectations, a lot of other people's. I would say more gems were pushed around coming from other collectibles than there was actual money pumped into the app. Again, we see clearly here 1 million was pumped into the app, but obviously the way the prices reflect, there's been a lot more hype and FOMO around AF15, understandably. I mean, it is a grow comic, but it looks like a lot of it came from gems of people selling other things or moving gems around that were already in the app. Unfortunately, this does tell me that our user base isn't growing at the rate that I would like it to. Not trying to be negative, but I'm not sure, and maybe Veve has a reason, maybe they don't, why there wasn't some type of marketing campaign around this huge drop. I know last year around this time, Marvel was tweeting out so many Veve drops, just kind of pointing people in the direction of Veve. And this year, they just don't seem to give us as much marketing, and I'm not sure why. I mean, that's a huge leverage point that Veve has, is having these huge brands that are able to do the marketing for them. And I'm sure a lot of you watching this video might say, well, Chris, I mean, there's probably a reason. There probably is, but I mean, how well does that sit with you at the end of the day? Just probably, you know, like, it would be nice to know why. This is a huge drop, and there would have been things that would have been great to implement, like the queue system, which mixed in with MCP, which is kind of like it rewards its collectors and holders. They can wager their points, and I'm not going to go into like the detail of that. Basically, MCP mixed with queue system would be the most fair chance for collectors to be able to hit this drop. Unfortunately, a lot of people did not hit this drop and were brokenhearted about it. I'm not going to go into some of these tweets because they're just too dark even for this video, but a lot of people actually deleted the Veve app yesterday. We have several people whose device did not meet security requirements beforehand. We have some people pointing out more bots, but I'm not really concerned about that. I'll go into that later. We have this person say over a week of trying to get verified. He's upset now and deleted the Veve app. We have another person that deleted the Veve app who is a huge collector. So it didn't go over great yesterday. I will say from first glance, it looked like more regular users got the drop than bots. Obviously, bots are still an issue. Basically, how bots prevail now is they buy KYC accounts. But I do know a lot of those that did buy these KYC accounts, even if they hit, I saw one guy who hit like 40, but out of those 40, I think 39 got locked. So Veve was on the bots. I think they did a good job at that. It's also worth noting that bots go where the money's at. So it's not always a terrible thing to have bots involved because you know that there's usually money there as well. But yeah, a lot of people did not have a good experience yesterday, not just from not hitting, but it looks like, you know, somebody got banned right before the drop. Somebody else, you know, didn't meet security requirements. I saw a couple of those. I have some people in my Discord that actually got logged out of their app beforehand. Again, not saying any of that to slam Veve. I just want to highlight that between Marvel and Disney not pushing Veve right now, and us not having separate marketing campaigns and losing users and not a clear new influx of users, even if it's a bear market, that's not good signs. I'd like to see that change, and I only say this stuff as somebody who is obviously very invested with my time, my money, and everything else in Veve. It would be nice to know, is Marvel going to start tweeting about us again? Is Disney going to start tweeting about us again, putting it on their socials? Does Veve have other marketing plans? Because this would have been a great opportunity to get new users on the app, having this huge comic, the AF-15, that people know and love. And the common cover was actually the cover of the original comic. So I'm not sure. It kind of feels like a missed opportunity to me. But overall, the comic itself did great. I did sell yesterday for probably sooner than I should have. I secured my profits, and I'm okay with that. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I post just fun stuff all the time. So I was joking around and said the top is in. I sold mine for 450.69. Joking around later, I said the top was not in because it did push to like 700. I think it's still around like 560 at the time of making this video. The common pushed a lot further than I personally thought it would, because around when I sold, all the other rarities didn't move much, but the common kept continuing to go up. So I felt like I timed it not bad, but people just really desire that common comic because it is the face of the actual comic book. So it's still getting pumped. And I mean, it could be. I saw NFT Pirates made a video talking about it going to 1K. It very well could be. Absolutely. Again, it's just a bear market, so I took safe profits. Also, around some of the things that I just talked about, I'm just not feeling super confident in the short term. I'm sure things are going to turn around as far as the market goes, but just taking profits where I can. I do plan on rebuying it if it does dip, and if it doesn't, oh well, I just won't own AF-15. So on, such is life. Not trying to come off super bearish. You know me and my channel. I just tell it like it is, and I am kind of curious over some of the marketing, or lack of marketing right now. That's a big point in this video. That and losing users, even if it's just a few on Twitter, it still at the end of the day adds up, especially if some of those users were big time collectors. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm not the only one that's covered this type of content. I haven't watched it yet, but I know Cavell recently made a bearish video on the state of the market. There's other people who are kind of seeing things like this right now. Again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. One more thing to note before I close this video is I think the optimistic side of me wants to say, once they have MCP, now that they finally finished cash out, once they have OUP, that's when they'll push marketing. I just wish that we could use big drops like AF-15 for marketing, and I'm not sure why Marvel and Disney are not pushing Veve when Veve has those IP license. And last year at this time, they were pushing Veve. It would be nice. I'm sure it's not the team's decision. I'm sure they would love any marketing they could get, but just something from an observer standpoint. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.